Spacey Sims, and we are back with more Cinderella phenomenon in Karma's route, and we're just having a lot of fun with him. So, anyway, we were just talking about the chameleon cupcake, and he was telling us how he's a chameleon, and we're like, whatever, that makes no sense. You're a chameleon because you can blend in with your surroundings. That doesn't make sense. Totally makes sense. I don't know why we're being stupid, but like, whatever. Anyway. So now we're about to tell him a story. Well, since you told me a story, I'll tell you a story. Telling him a story about our lives. Anyway, and that's where we are. And I'm still, like, I can still picture the little chameleon on top of the cupcake, and it's so cute, except for Karma cutting it in half. Vicious bitch. Just kidding. It was so fucking cute. It's still so cute. Anyway. Oh? You didn't seem the type to want to share. I normally don't see the reason for sharing things about my past, no. Mother once told me that to confide in someone else was a weakness. But more than that, I was always worried that others would judge me. No one has ever wanted to listen to me. I know enough about others' opinion of me to know that they think I'm the one at fault. Always. I mumbled that, I'm sorry. I wouldn't judge you, princess. I mean, I wouldn't judge you for not wanting to say anything to me. I divulge nothing to you, after all. A story for a story, that's the deal, right? I expect you to keep to it. Or rather, a fact for a fact. It's not like I have to tell him everything, just something about myself. I'll tell you about my life at the palace. It's not as if it's a secret, though I doubt Karma would understand. Ever since Mother died, the palace has been a cold place. Why the surprise? Is it because you see Emmeline and Rod and assume we're all one big happy family? I do have to admit that Princess Emmeline seems quite gentle. Prince Rod is quiet, but he seems like an honorable man. When I saw you and the princess at the dress store, Princess Emmeline seemed very nice. Is she not? Her kindness is fragile at best. She tries far too hard for it to be genuine. Her insistence is irritating. I've never wanted to be friends with her. King took a second wife after my mother died, as if she never mattered to him. Karma's silent and I continue to talk, my emotions loosening my tongue. I'd meant to stop there, but the words kept coming. The only one who ever showed me any affection in the palace was Mother. The king never paid much attention to me in the first place, but he treats Rod and Emmeline far better than he ever treated me. What was your mother like? And then we haven't found out, obviously, that we're a fucking witch, so... All of my fondest memories are of her. She was always with me in the palace, teaching me right from wrong. She taught me how not to show weakness, who to speak with. Who to speak with? Needless conversation is useless. People are often very likely to lead you astray. That was the reason I never saw any reason to speak with the townsfolk. Will you judge me as everyone else does? No, princess. I'm not judging you. I'm just a little sad. Sad? Why would he be sad? It sounds like you lived an empty life. It was not an empty life. But it sounds as if your mother separated you from everyone. It wasn't as if the townsfolk would have accepted me anyway. Mother said they weren't to be trusted. Princess, about your mother. I'll not hear you speak ill of Mother. No, I only had a question about your mother. Karma coughs, and I pause to stare at him as he clears his throat. What is it? This... Oh, gods! I hear the change immediately. His voice is lower, far lower. The soft gentleness gone. Karma puts a hand to his throat and grumbles. Karma's voice is teetering on the edge of sounding unmistakably male. I've always wondered how he's able to change his voice, but I always forget to ask him about it. What happened to your voice? Oh, it's Miss Karma! Oh, it's Miss Karma! The lady. I turn to see a young market girl approaching us. She looks at Karma adoringly. I've always wanted to speak with you, Miss Karma, ever since you complimented my dress that one time in the dress store. Your dress is lovely today as always, Miss Karma. Karma? Miss Karma, are you okay? I'm quite fine. can't help but giggle as the girl takes a step back, looking shocked by Karma's now deep voice. Karma curses again in his deep voice before forcing a bright smile on his face. Excuse me, I'm feeling under the weather. I notice that he's trying to change the pitch of his voice, but the highness is only annoying rather than soothing now. Oh, I'm sorry. Karma turns to me urgently, but I'm too amused to offer any sort of assistance. What is it, Miss Karma? Karma's smile is forced, and his eyes are glaring at me. I laugh once again, not able to help myself. His expression softens, but only slightly. We are actually supposed to tease Karma. It's fucking hilarious. He obviously wants to leave, but I can't help myself. Miss Karma, I do wish you would say something. At the very least, you should thank this girl for her compliment. Oh no, it's quite all right. Come on, Karma, you're usually the most charming person on these streets. Thank you. He sounds like he's dying now. I can't help but start laughing again. The small annoyance on Karma's face seems to dissipate completely. Leaving. He takes my hand and curtsies politely to the girl as he pulls me away. Karma, you sound sick. It's run out. Run out? The potion that Parfait makes for me. I must have talked too much. You talked too much. Karma puts a finger to his lips as we stroll through town. He shakes his head, making it clear that he won't speak to me until later. I wonder if it's his voice. Not necessarily his man beauty, but then again, we've seen him as a man and we've talked to him as a man and we're not in love with him, but... When we arrive at the tavern, it's already dark. Karma pauses and turns to look at me. What? You have a nice smile, Princess Spacey. I'm glad I could make you laugh. Of course I laughed. You sounded ridiculous. It's worth sounding ridiculous just to see you smile. You and Rumple really are the same. The comment doesn't faze him. He smiles widely as he leaves for his room. I'm glad I could make you laugh. I can't get those words out of my head, even though I'm supposed to be resting for the night. I think I should go see if Karma's practicing with Jurian or Garland. I leave my room and go down to the reception room. Delore and Parfait let me go to the forest at night alone now, since they know that I'm meeting up with Karma. Hold on a second, I want to see something. So I'm wondering if we get to... It says when having fight lessons, don't... Like, you know, that was one of the tips. So I'm wondering, like, she sees him, so I'm wondering when we get the chance. Like, maybe, like... I'm thinking... Oh, well, I'm thinking maybe in Chapter 5. Because there's an option about something dealing with fight, so we'll see. I don't know. Parfait's in the reception room tonight, reading a book. I was always told reading in the dark was bad for your eyes. Oh, Princess! I didn't see you! Because it's fucking pitch black. I noticed that she's closed the book and I can now read the cover. She's reading Cinderella? It's my fairy tale curse. The Great War was caused by the fairy tales, right? Yes, that's right. And yet you're reading one. Curses are based off these fairy tales, after all. Why are you reading Cinderella? My curse isn't anything like the fairy tale. It's reversed. True, but the morals remain the same. In order to become Cinderella, you must be good like her. Cinderella had everything handed to her by a fairy godmother. I had everything taken away. Princess, have you truly had everything taken away from you? Compared to what I used to have, what I have now might as well be nothing. You have friendships and people who enjoy your company. No one in this tavern enjoys my company. Are you sure about that, Princess? I think you just have difficulty trusting that we all like you. Like me? Why would you like me? You've become like family here, even though you're grumpy and salty. She didn't say it, she was thinking it, okay? I know. I haven't even been here that long. It doesn't matter. Everyone here at the Marchen is family. Family? You're saying that everyone at the Marchen is like family? Literally what she just fucking said. You're saying this is what it is? Yes. Princess, you're one of my boarders. You're more than just a regular here. You live here with us. So like I said, you're a family. I speak more with people here than I ever spoke to my own family. In the palace, I was always alone. The only person I could speak with was Fritz.
Are you going to watch Karma practice?
I nod in response.
Be safe, princess.
As I head to the door, I recall what happened earlier today. Parfait, what is this potion you make for Karma?
You mean the potion I make to change his voice? He begged me to help him when he first designed his disguise. Karma makes a beautiful woman, but he didn't think the illusion was complete without a convincing voice. You know how picky he is.
And we just give him the same normal voice. It doesn't matter. It ruins the effect, but...
Something else in your mind, princess?
Karma hides his curse, but you must know the conditions for breaking it, don't you? Parfait doesn't answer. Or are you also keeping it a secret?
Princess Spacey, not everyone likes to talk about their curse. I think it would be better if you asked Karma directly.
Just don't understand why he won't tell me everything when I'm trying to help him.
Just as you think your good deeds are difficult, there's also something about Karma's curse that he can't come to terms with.
I put my hand to the necklace around my neck. I still haven't performed any good deeds. Can I really do this? I'm going now. I walk out the front door and into the forest. I decide not to think about all of this, at least not until later. I wish this was all simpler and that Karma wasn't cloaked in so many secrets.
Mother, I went to town today.
Oh? I told you not to go into town. Did your father take you?
He told me it would be fun.
And was it?
No, everyone looked really angry at me, but I don't know why.
I've told you before, haven't I, dearest one? The townsfolk are jealous of you.
Jealous?
They're bitter about their lot in life, and because of that, they'll seek to use you for their status. You can't trust them, Spacey. You can't trust anyone but me. Trusting others will only lead to heartbreak, Spacey. You need only trust me because I will never hurt you.
Favors and payback.
I was like, it took me way too long to read that because I was like, what the fuck does that say? Because that didn't look like a V. I've been at the Marchen for a couple months now, and I still haven't managed to do a single good deed. Today I went out to town with Waltz to buy ingredients for parfait. Two of us have both been very quiet, which is uncharacteristic for Waltz. Princess? What? Did Karma explain why he wasn't coming with you today? Princess? Does Waltz not like my company? He's always asking why he had to fill in for Karma. He said he was tired. Oh. Waltz turns his head, his eyebrows furrowing in confusion. The town feels different today. It does? It feels as if there are people watching us. How can you tell? With practice. I have a lot of eyes on me when I'm doing my puppet shows, after all. Even before then, I was used to being watched, I guess. Before you were cursed. Why? Because he was... Never mind. Spoiler. I know, I've actually seen... I mean, we've seen his... I've seen... I know he's got the Neverland curse, so he looks like a kid, but I know that he's really not, because I've actually seen a CG. Like, I've seen some... Like, when I was looking at a guide. Not the one I'm using. He looked at a different one. The one I'm using at least tells you when the choices come up what to choose, especially in the beginning of the path. Even though some of them don't make a difference before you choose who you're partnered with. But the one on Steam shows like the pictures and it shows Waltz, like normal Waltz, like not this kid version. So I know. And obviously he's got the Neverland curse, which makes sense. Like, oh, he's cursed and he never grows up, never ages, but he's actually really an adult man. And he's actually gorgeous. Like, all of them are, like, in their own way. You know what I mean? Like, a different way. Like, Rod's adorable. Because he's, like, younger than us. Like, but, like, these guys... He's fucking pretty. That's all I'm saying. Like... I mean, he's adorable now. Like, look at him. He's fucking cute as shit, right? You're like, you're so cute! Before you were cursed... Well, okay. Well, I was more conspicuous as an adult, I guess. An adult? Oh, right. You have the Neverland curse. You remembered. Yes, I have the Neverland curse. I told you what that was in the tavern once. You're stuck as a child when you should be a man. Right, It's a little inconvenient, but I've gotten used to it. Waltz is so much more straightforward about his curse than Karma. The two of us go into a store where we find the little cups that Parfait asked us to buy. After I pay, Waltz automatically picks up the bags. His help is nice for a change. I've become so accustomed to carrying the bags on my own. So, have you made any progress on your good deeds? You can see from my necklace that I have not. But you have changed. I still don't see how I've changed at all. Karma hasn't taught me anything about doing good. Sometimes in order to do good, you need to realize some things about yourself first. Maybe Karma's not so bad at helping you with that. He's selfish, flamboyant, and acts as if the world revolves around him. But you're still partnered with him. I am. I'm okay with Karma's company. Most of the people judge and shun me. But Karma hasn't done that, and he's even mentioned enjoying my company. I've become more tolerant of him, too. Oh, Princess! Waltz's eyes light up, and I see him pointing ahead to a crowd of people gathered around the center of town. A woman stands in the middle of the crowd telling people's fortunes. We should go see if we can get our fortunes told. Come on! The crowd around the woman only grows larger until nearly half of the plaza has been taken up. I think it's funny. Like, I know I could give him, like, a kid voice, and then when he turns into an adult, give him an adult voice, but I just think it's funnier to giving him his normal voice as a kid, because it's just, the discrepancy is kind of funny in my head, so that's why. Also, I just started and it was like, well, now we're in it. Now we're stuck with it, like, knowing that he's an adult man in a kid's body. And just like Karma, he should have more of a feminine voice when he's in this Karma thing. Oh, Spacey, Princess Spacey, it should be a little more feminine. But he's got that flamboyantness in his voice, so it's kind of masculine and feminine at the same time. It's a feminine version of a man voice. Like, I don't know. Like, it works for him, and I'm acceptable. Whatever. It is what it is. Even though I know the first time we met him, we gave him a woman voice, because we didn't know what Karma's deal was, and we just saw this beautiful woman, and we didn't know, you know what I mean? But anyway. The crowd around the woman only goes larger until nearly half of the plaza has been taken up. I find myself pushed around in the crowd as I try to follow Walt. The crowd is dense, though, and in no time at all I've lost him. Walt! I call for him, but I don't see him over the dozens of people in front of me. I think it's funny. He's like, oh, let's go get a fortune read. I'll wait for him at the outskirts of the crowd. He should be able to find me. I make my way out of the crowd into the edge of an alleyway. But Walt still doesn't appear. 10 minutes go by and I consider walking back into the crowd when I hear a voice behind me. Are you looking for someone, madam? I feel someone grab my hand. I slap them away and take a step back. When I turn, I find a man standing behind me in the alleyway. Didn't mean to startle you. What do you want? I want to help you return to the palace, Princess Spacey. You know who I am? I do, Princess, and I can lead you back to the palace. Who are you? Someone who's working for the king. I don't believe you. The king doesn't remember me. The only people that would remember me are witches, fairies, and those with the curse. So who exactly is this man? You're lying. Princess, why would I ever lie to you? Now come. I'm sure everyone at the palace will be very happy to see you. So who really is he? The man grabs my hand roughly and begins trying to pull me through the alleyway. The first thing I try to do is scream, but the man clamps his free hand over my mouth. The crowd is getting further from us, and no one can see us in the shadows. Aha, Princess, I swear on my word I'm bringing you back to the palace. We're supposed to fight back. So I saw the fight back option, and I'm like, oh, maybe we get to practice with, you know, but we're not. I have to fight back. Maybe I can still draw people's attention to me. I try to squirm my way out of the man's arms, but it doesn't work. He chuckles lightly at me until I elbow him in the stomach. For the few moments that I'm free, I try to run, but all too soon the man grabs me again with the same punishing grip over my mouth and nose to stop me from screaming. I would have screamed the second I got free. Ah! No one would have heard me, but at least it would have been something. Maybe somebody. You're a real feisty one, ain't ya? I feel like I might faint. In one last attempt to get free, I tug at the man's hand with my own and manage to shift it just enough until I can bite down onto it. Ow! The man screams in pain, his grip finally loosening. I can hear him curse as I run away from him. A few minutes later, I realize that I've gone in the wrong direction. I soon come to a dead end in the alleyway, and I can hear the man running up behind me. What is this I see before me? I look up to see Karma standing on the rooftop right above us in his disguise, holding a sword, a broad grin on his face. Madam, you might hurt yourself playing with that sword. You might want to put it down. What's this, sir? Do you feel threatened by me? You should. Karma jumps down from the building and raises his sword in front of him. His eyes are angry, his earlier jovial personality fallen away. Anyone that attacks a lady has to pay for the crime. Karma rushes forward, moving faster than I can see, even in his long dress. The glint of the sword causes the man to fall backwards, loosening his grip on me. I step back from the man's hold and watch as Karma points his sword at the man's neck. And this is kind of awesome, because, like, Karma is kicking fucking ass in a dress, and you're like, girl power! But you're a dude! It's confusing, but I like it. Because, like, normally you're like, oh, I got a man to save us. And you're like, but this time it's a man in a dress, so I just feel like it's not as, like, insulting. Like, a man rescued. We're also a princess, so, like, maybe we haven't learned how to fight, but, like, at least we're a bitch, and we're not like, oh, I can't, oh, I'm so innocent and everything, and I don't know anything. Like, you know. But I don't know what it is. I know we're being rescued by a man here, but he's in a dress, so I just feel like that gives us a pass to be like, it's cool. I'm 100% okay with my hero kicking ass in a fucking dress. Because I feel like it's a win for the ladies. You know what I'm saying? It's a win for the ladies, even though he's a dude. Like, because this guy's gonna be like, this woman kicked my ass. Yeah! She totally has a penis, but it's fine. No, I mean, totally a lady. Like, you know what I mean? He doesn't know. He's never gonna know. Now, I have a sword and you do not. Do you really want to test your luck, sir? I know, I keep giving a weird voice to I don't know. Karma's a chameleon, so she has a weird voice. I don't know. Shh, this isn't worth it. The man runs off, leaving me alone with Karma in the alleyway. What's this? You were a lot cockier just a few moments ago. I breathe out slowly as relief washes over me. Princess! Waltz approaches from where the man had run. So, did you meet the coward fellow on your way here? I bumped into a man who looked as if he was running from death. Oh my, I feel oddly accomplished. Karma and Waltz's voices become faded and indistinct as my vision blurs. I'm suddenly light on my feet. All the adrenaline from earlier is dissipated into thin air. I feel tired. Princess! Before I can collapse, I feel arms pulling me back up. Rest easy, Princess Spacey. I close my eyes and fall into blackness. When I wake up, Anise is setting a tray of food down on my bedside table. She doesn't notice as I rise slowly from the bed. Anise. Oh, Princess, you're up. We were worried about you. Lady Delora and Lady Parfait said you were just out because of shock, but still. How long have I been asleep? Just a few hours, Princess. Don't worry about chores for now. Lady Dolores says that if you're feeling better later, you can use Mr. Broom. Just thinking about using Mr. Broom gives me a headache. Where are Karma and Waltz? Waltz is scouting the town looking for the man that captured you. And Karma? I think he might be in his room, Princess. He's got patrol tonight, so he's resting a little bit. If he has patrol tonight, that must mean he was resting this morning, too. How did he know I needed help? Do you need anything, Princess? No, I'm gonna visit Karma. What? To thank him? However he knew, if Karma hadn't been there, things would not have ended so well. Yes. That's sweet, Princess. Oh, Lady Delora wants to talk to you about what happened when you're feeling up to it. Okay. I wait until Anise leaves the room before I follow after her. You could at least thank Anise. Like, thanks for bringing me the tray and letting me know. Like, it's only after I exit my room that I realize I don't know where Karma's room is. Anise must have assumed that I already knew with us being partners and all. It's fine, I don't need Anise's assistance for this. I can find Karma's room on my own. It takes me some time, but I eventually find a room with his name on the door in careful, flowery letters. It's cute. It suits him. I simply open the door without thinking to knock. Oh. Oh, hi! I opened the door without thinking to knock. I was like, oh, this is gonna be good. Yes, it is. How do you... Oh, nope, 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 nope. I want to know how we, I want to know how you toggle the thingy. I expect to find Karma lying in bed, but instead he's just standing in front of a mirror, changing his clothes. I wanted to see the full thing, but we can't, so, wow. Woo! You know, I didn't love you in your man form, but, woo, no, I mean, I did. I think he's gorgeous, but... Princess? Oh. I don't think I've seen a shirtless man before. Well? Oh, indeed. He turns to me, and the realization that he's standing there in just his pants hits me hard in the stomach. My face feels incredibly uncomfortably warm. Thank God he wasn't completely naked. Although, I would have been like, well, we're okay with this. She wouldn't have been okay with this, but wow. Why are you just standing there? Put on your clothes! And then I noticed the large tattoo on his chest. It's a rose ensnared by many vines. I stare at it for a few moments before Karma puts a hand there to conceal it. It's rude to come into a lady's room unannounced, you know. Karma slips his usual dress on carefully over his head and then approaches me. And then he's got his all accoutrements on. Like, I take a step back without realizing. Karma raises an eyebrow, then smiles at me mischievously. It's a familiar look, but it rattles me more now than it ever has before. My princess, you're as red as a tomato. Are you okay? Does that man always need to point out the obvious? I'm fine. There's no need to shout, darling. Now, what did you come here for? To see me, the beautiful Karma? Does everything always have to revolve around you? Well, you are breaking into my room. I'm barely able to stifle a sigh. Well? I cross my arms and frown at him. His smile makes it harder to get my next words out. I came here to thank you. Do my ears deceive me? What did you say, princess? Princess? Thank you for saving me. I saw you fight back. That was an very admirable attempt. You saw me? Yes, as you were coming to the end of the alleyway. But I didn't manage to escape. It doesn't matter, princess. You clearly made the effort. But I digress. You are quite welcome, princess. It was my pleasure. I should leave. Wait, what? I turn to leave, but Karma grabs my hand and pulls me back. But princess, don't you owe me something? So Karma was expecting something in return after all. I should have known. I think you owe me an apology. You did come into my room unannounced after all. What is he talking about? Since you broke into my room, I demand you help me with my makeup. Then I'll forget your transgression. Your makeup? Yes, darling. I thought you were resting because you were going out on patrol tonight. Resting? Nonsense. I have much to do. My makeup earlier was so messy that I washed my face in order to reapply it. I can't believe I'm going to agree to this. Fine. Ah, what a splendid day today is. Come, princess, let's do this by the mirror. I'm having this slightly flamboyant, like Lupin-esque kind of voice works perfectly because, you know, the dress thing. Oh, help me put my makeup up. I want to look beautiful.
Hi! What you doing, Booger? She was taking nappies. She was being very quiet. Yeah, that's right. Don't poop on my couch. Come here. Come snuggle with me.
You're being so cute, but you're snuggling all by yourself, and I'm sitting here perfect spot for you to come snuggle and sit on my face like you always do. He does. He likes to sit on my chest and, like, snuggle. I'm, like, slouched down on my couch with, like, my computer, like, up my nose, basically. It's comfortable, okay? Anyway. Karma pulls me over to the mirror where I can see both of our faces reflected. He has a surprising variety of makeup on the dresser beside him, and instead, he comes over and he snuggles by my head, because my head's leaning against the back of the couch.
Hi, I just wanted to pet you. It's okay. Come back and snuggle.
I don't even care that much for my appearance. Why am I helping Karma with his makeup? Now, which feature on the face do you think is the most important one to highlight, Princess? What? What are your eyes attracted to most on a person's face? When they're laughing? When they smile? Why is he asking me for my opinion on something so trivial? If someone was smiling, the first feature I would look at on their face would be, we're supposed to say the lips, but me, I would say your eyes. Like, the eyes is the most important. Like, yes, like, having a nice smile is nice and everything, too. And, like, when they're smiling, you notice their... But, like, the feature that I notice on people the most is, like, oh my god, those eyes, right? Like, look, I wasn't like, look at his... I was like, look at his fucking eyes! Really, the eyes are more defined on the characters in this game than anything else. So it's like, but still. That's what I look for, but we're supposed to say the lips. Despite myself, I find my gaze dropping to Karma's lips, and I feel like, though, I mean, on him, yes. I can't believe the cheeks. Why would I look at your cheeks? Who gives a fuck about it? Although, if you have really amazing cheekbones, but that's, like, not, normally, you're not, like, cheekbones. That's usually, like, holy shit, look at those cheekbones, because it's, like, most people don't have those gorgeous fucking, like, cheekbones for days. You can't normally see it with our pudgy faces. Me. I don't have cheekbones. Can't tell. Anyway. I feel like I'm walking into a trap. The lips? My! Princess, I didn't think I'd ever hear you say that you looked at my lips when I smiled. I did not say that. Oh, but you did. And Princess, I do believe you're blushing. Even though Carmen never said he was referring to his features, I thought about his lips anyway. The thought makes my heart flop, though I don't have the faintest idea why. And the thing is we're usually around Karma in a women's clothing, so, like, our feelings for him are based on him, and him in drag, basically, than as a man. I mean, we've seen him as a man a couple of times, but we're usually like, what the fuck, whatever. Except for seeing him shirtless. I mean, that would make anybody be like, woo! You know what I mean? Whether he's got a curse on him or not. I'm just saying. Anyway, I agree. Although eyes are important, a smile isn't quite as brilliant without the lips. Without the lips. Try to imagine a smile without lips and shudder. Sorry, Princess, I misspoke. Try to dispel the image from your mind. Anyway, I'll let you choose the order of things. Fine. Just don't make me look like a clown, Princess. I know how much you like to tease me, but I need to get out of here quickly today. If you need to leave quickly, shouldn't you do your makeup yourself? And miss the opportunity to have you help me? Nonsense. If I can, I'll have you help me with my hair some other time. The way you do yours is beautiful. And I would love, oh my god, I want to play with his hair. I'm just like, I will do your hair right now. Just brush that long, gorgeous hair. Oh my god, yeah. I always put effort into my hair, as Mother always emphasized the importance of looking like a princess. But I've never received a compliment on my hairstyle before. Karma gives me his makeup supplies, and I start layering the color on his face. When we're this close, I can't help but carefully inspect every one of his features. I don't even think I did something like this with Mother. You know, Princess, I don't think I deserve your thanks. I pause and raise an eyebrow at him. What? You've been helping me for a while, and I haven't helped you with your curse at all. What I did today was just coincidence. Coincidence? I heard you went to town with Waltz, so I followed you too. I only happened to catch what happened in the alleyway. You managed to see me, even when there were many other people who didn't? I have good eyes. Probably. He was just stalking us. Probably. It's not like you to be so humble. Spacey, I am, once again, offended. And why were you following us in the first place? You said you were too tired to go into town today. I was worried. It was strange not accompanying you today. Worried? Why would you be worried? Karma looks puzzled for a few moments. He glances at himself in the mirror solemnly, then shrugs. Intuition, perhaps? Waltz mentioned something about feeling watched. Is there something that Waltz and Karma are watching out for that I'm not? Karma closes his eyes momentarily, and I take the opportunity to dust his eyes with eyeshadow. He does not seem to mind. Of course he doesn't. Like, that's fucking amazing. Princess, you haven't spoken about what happened today with Delora or Parfait, have you? No, not yet. You came to thank me first? Yes? Oh. Karma falls into silence, and I continue to work, sweeping blush on his high cheekbones. Of course he's got high cheekbones, because he's a man. Gorgeous cheekbones, gorgeous eyelashes, beautiful lips, everything. Perfect, gorgeous hair. See, I don't understand why women are the ones who wear the makeup and have to dress up and look beautiful for men, because men are the ones that are naturally with, like, the gorgeous curly hair and the eyelashes for fucking days and the cheekbones and shit, and you're like... And Animal Kingdom, right? It's the male animals that look fucking gorgeous, and the women just look like lumps, right? Like, look at cardinals, the men are, look at my gorgeous plumage, I'm beautiful and red. And the females are like, brown. And the peacocks are like, look at me, bitches. And the females are like, nah. I'm just saying. Male lions with the beautiful manes. Men should be the ones dressing up and looking like hot shit, wearing the fucking heels. So weird. They used to back in the day. Look at my fabulous pants and my heels and my wigs. They were fabulous ones. Hell, even back in the day when we just wore three-piece suits, like vests, hats, pocket watches, nice sexy jackets, and just a little bit of flair. Fucking bow ties, any kind of ties, suspenders, just flair. Fucking damn, sort of like t-shirts, jeans. Fucking anybody can do t-shirts. I mean, like, you know, once in a while it's like fine, but like not all the time. Fucking put some effort in. God. Anyway. Princess, do you know anything about the man who tried to drag you away today? No. He said only that he worked for the king before telling me he would take me back to the palace. I wonder how he recognized you. I was wondering that myself. How curious. And alarming. The only ones who should pose a problem at this time are witches. Witches? What do they want to do with me? Well, I only mean that witches are the only ones who can see through our curses. So that man spoke with a witch? It's possible. But why? Why would the witches want me back at the palace? Or was that man trying to lead me somewhere else? I suppose either way the man couldn't have wanted to bring me back to the palace for any good reason. For any good reason. Is it possible that a witch gave a commoner a description of you? But then why would... Karma stops talking and looks at me with something like sympathy. Sorry, I'm just running my head for ideas. Are the witches really so dangerous? And what do they want with me in the first place? Rest assured, Princess, we will figure this out. I nod my head slowly. I have a lot of questions for Delora and Parfait, but it is possible that they might not know everything. I'll need to think on my own as well, just in case they decide to keep more of their secrets. I look at Karma and shake my head. Next time, I'll be more wary. I won't let myself be caught unaware. Sorry, I have to adjust. Hold on. Give me a sec. Okay. Before I realize it, Karma has his hand on my cheek and is staring at me solemnly. His eyes are as cold and unmoving as steel. Princess, there won't be a next time. That's what I said. Next time, I'll make sure that you're definitely not alone. Had I been alone today, I might have actually been kidnapped. I know that, but I can't show my weakness. I just need to be more cautious. I'm not some damsel in distress, you know. Having someone at your back is far more comforting. Even on a battlefield, knights fight better together. What's wrong? Nothing. He moves his hand away from my face and stands up, sighing. His eyes look suddenly distant and his posture is stiff. I think we're about done here, right? I haven't finished your makeup, though. Wait, why am I even concerned about that? Oh, sometimes simple is better. Or would you like me to sit back down? I do enjoy being pampered by you, Princess. This would be fun, so I really hope when they get married that she's like, you know, every once in a while, like, just sit down and let me brush your hair and do your makeup, please, because it was just fun and I liked it. And he's going to be like, okay, honey. And then we'll have a roll in the hay and see what color our lipstick make when we smush them together. You were this color, I were that color, and then we'll make a new rainbow. Oh, the things that go on in my mind. It's a scary place. It's fun. A little scary. I take it back. We're definitely done. Good. Thank you for your hard work. In an instant, the mood changes and a bright smile once again graces Karma's face. As much as I hate to do this, I'm going to have to leave you, darling. I have business in town and then a patrol later tonight. I probably won't see you for the rest of the day, but thank you. He's thanking me for putting on his makeup? It was such a small thing. You're welcome. You already thanked me, though. Well, now you can tell I'm twice as thankful as the normal person. It doesn't make any sense, but it's Karma. A lot of things he says don't make any sense. I leave the room with Karma, and he leaves the tavern as I go to find Parfait and Delora. The two of them are seated together in the reception, speaking in hushed voices when I arrive. They both pause to look at me as I walk into the room. This is where they tell us her mother was a witch. Well, well, if it isn't the princess. Took you long enough to come and see us.
Anise told us you were unharmed. We're glad to see you safe, Princess.
So, how about telling us what happened? When prompted, I tell them everything that transpired in the alleyway. The two listen and only exchange a solemn glance when I'm done. Do you know something about all of this that I don't? Why would the witches be after me in the first place? Do you remember what we said about the Tenenbraham corrupting witches? Well, those witches don't like seeing curses broken. They meddle where they can because they can. Because they can.
That's why I cast a glamour on you when you arrived here, so that you could remain hidden from magical eyes. I did it to protect you.
To protect me? I feel like there's more to this than that they're hiding, but I don't think any amount of convincing will get them to say anything.
Forgive us, Princess. We're not entirely sure what's going on either. Though if it was a human that captured you, he must be working with the witches somehow.
Troublesome to say the least. But we don't know the details yet. Give us some time to figure things out.
Until we figure out who that man is and who he's working for, you need to have an escort with you out of the Marchen at all times. Do you understand?
And once you figure it out, will you tell me? The two exchange another look, which only makes me more frustrated. Obviously keeping secrets and right in front of me. Well, we'll tell you once everything falls into place.
Don't worry, Princess. We would never let you be put in any danger.
The silence is what ends our conversation. I make my way back to my room, feet heavy. I feel like a fly caught in a spider's web. I try my best to clear my mind as I return to my room. The days go by slowly, and I make no progress with my curse. Karma's busy with the knights today, and Delora and Parfait are busy talking with Rumple about his curse in his room. Tonight's the perfect night to go and wander the town by myself. I need to see if I can go find out anything about the witches and what's happening around the kingdom. Delora and Parfait are not going to tell me anything, and no one has wanted to take me out of the Marchen since the kidnapping attempt. These thoughts spiral helplessly in my mind as I sit at a table. I've just finished working for the day, and the activity in the Marchen is beginning to wind down. Garland stands at the door as the last few customers leave the Marchen. Jurian is walking around the room to make sure that there are no problems. Out of the corner of my eyes, I notice two men pause halfway across the room to glance back at her. I can overhear their words from where I am. Shame she's a knight, eh? She's the proud type. Too proud to let a man dote on her. Bleeding shame indeed. But do you think if I tried to say something to her... You too. Garland is suddenly standing behind the men, an uncharacteristically dark glare on his face. Dude, just... Is there a problem? Doors are closing for the night. Gonna ask you to please leave. No need to be up so tight, lad. We're on our way out now. The two men walk out, and Garland stands in the middle of the tavern area, glaring after them. He more or less pushed them out of the tavern. If Anise had seen that, she'd probably have scolded him. Garland... You okay? Of course. You think you can fool me? I've known you long enough to know that when something's bothering you. Neither of the knights seem to notice me here. If they do, they ignore me. Jurian is still looking insistently at Garland, who looks down at the floor. Is he going to say something to her? Garland says nothing, though. He looks at a loss for words. Finally, Jurian reaches out and pokes his shoulder, and he looks up, startled. Still the same as always. A silent, watchful night. Only says things with certainty when he knows they're the truth. Even the princess is waiting for you to say something. Both knights turn to look at me, and Garland seems surprised. I raise an eyebrow at him, and he hurriedly looks away. The patrol is starting soon. I'll head out first. Okay, stay safe. Garland nods at her with a little smile before he leaves the tavern. We should say something to her and be like, so, what's the deal with you two? Well, I mean, like, something going on? Like, what's going on? She'd be like, what? Nah, nothing. Okay, just me. Going to sleep soon, princess? I was just going to head up. I stand up and get ready to move up to my room, but stop once more to look at Jurian. Did you hear what those men were saying? Oh, about me being too proud or something? So she did hear them, but chose to say nothing. It doesn't bother me. They're right. I've been independent for a long time, and I would never think about pledging my safety to a man I barely know. I can take care of myself. Blunt and to the point, Jurian really was admired for the honesty in the palace. For that honesty, I think the only other men I've trusted before my fellow knights, Garland most of all, since we've always been partners. She doesn't explain any further. I decide that it's for the better. The sooner everyone's cleared out, the sooner I can leave the Marchen. Tonight's the night I go looking for answers and get in trouble. Sorry, Karma. But I can handle myself. I'm going to prove it tonight. I may not be able to fight, but I can still be cautious enough to not land myself into trouble. Put on a mask. Still, I don't happen to hear much of anything as I'm exploring the town tonight. I should have brought along some kind of weapon, but then I would have to steal a knife from the kitchen. I'm not a thief. You borrowing it. It's not thievery, it's borrowing. Hours pass before I find a tavern filled with knights. Deciding that I'll at least listen to what's happening at the palace, I linger by the open door and listen to what the men are saying. I hear young Fritz is having a hard time of it. I feel bad for the lad. Even Sir Alcester thinks he's gone mad. Well, he does keep talking about a princess that doesn't exist. Fritz still remembers me? But how? Even his father's grown weary of his babbling. Sir Mithras forced him on a break the other day. He didn't seem happy. Well, Sir Mithras must think he's crazy too. Poor Fritz. Can you keep a secret? Knights look at each other, and I lean as close as I possibly can. Apparently the boy spoke some truth. Though Sir Alcester doesn't quite believe it. He's looking for the daughter of the previous queen. The witch had a daughter? Previous queen? Are they talking about Mother? How dare they call her a witch? Apparently she did. Though I don't even remember such a girl. This is top secret stuff. I just happened to wrestle this out of one of the lackeys looking for her. What would Sir Alcester need this girl for? Now I'm assuming she's dangerous and they want to get rid of her. Are they talking about me? I'm curious. How are we supposed to find this imaginary princess anyway? Does she have any features? Aye, they described her features. Last man who went looking for her said she wore a special pendant around her neck. I should get out of here. I turn to leave the tavern, but my cloak snags on the door and falls to the floor, tripping me up in the process, idiot. I end up falling halfway into the tavern where the chatter abruptly stops. Is this... Oh! A lady! The knights that were talking approach me. One of them picks up my cloak. I attempt to grab my cloak from their fingers, but they pull it away from me and I stumble into one of them. Madam? He moves to take my hand and then he stops when he sees my face. Her face? And a necklace! Think she was spying on us? A necklace. She's wearing a necklace! Oh my god, I feel bad for every other woman in the town with a face and a necklace. A face and a necklace! Fuck. Guys, I mean, ladies, I just want you to be careful if you have a face and a necklace, because apparently that's every fucking woman in this town. Oh my god. Seriously. Witch! One of the knights grabs me by the wrist and pulls me towards him. He's far stronger than the man in the alleyway was. And hand me right now. I'm no witch. And there should be no problem. We're just gonna take you in, and if there's some big misunderstanding, we'll repay you ourselves, miss. No! Let me go! This behavior is not fitting of a knight. Come now, miss. Let's go back quietly. We are supposed to try to convince them. Fighting back is useless when I'm outnumbered. I have to try and convince them I'm not who they think I am. You're mistaken, sirs. I happen to overhear your conversation, and assuming I'm some imaginary princess is unreasonable. The knights look at each other. You know, she has a point. She was listening to our conversation. It's clearly suspicious. I was walking in the door and I happened to hear you. Do you not hear what I just said? I happened to overhear it, nothing more. You were cloaked, as if you were trying to hide your features. Being out at night without a cloak is a sure way to draw attention to a lady such as myself. You know, she has a point. Stop saying that, man! Then, ma'am, there should be no problem with us taking you back to the palace. If we're mistaken, we'll clear up the misunderstanding and pay you handsomely. Come on, let's take her to the palace. Fuck. The knights lead me out to the empty streets. Why? Why did I have to be so stubborn? Because you're an asshole. Plus, I mean, hi. Time for Karma to rescue us. The knights continue pulling me down the path until we come to a narrow street. Everyone who sees us walks away to avoid the knights. There's fear in their eyes. But I've done nothing wrong. Ma'am, if it makes you feel any better, we're risking our rank on this as well. Then that's a stupid thing. I don't know, I'm suspicious of... Who goes there? Karma. Oh, Karma, I knew it was you. I knew you were going to come rescue us. I look up and notice Karma's familiar figure walking towards us. I didn't even read this, I just knew. Who goes there? It's Karma. You knew it was going to be... Karma's a bitch! And he kicks ass and looks beautiful doing it. But then obviously I saw the shadow, you know, the shadow. And like, oh, and he's dressed like a beautiful, beautiful man. What's he doing here? Why isn't he in his disguise? Gentlemen, I ask you to unhand that woman. As a knight, I would be ashamed to be seen treating a lady so terribly. And who are you? Her husband. His what? Unhand her, gentlemen, or taste my blade. Sir, we're just gonna take her to the palace, too. I'll give you on the count of 3. One knight keeps his grip on me as the other draws his sword. I stare at Karma, who continues to count through the night, though the knight attacks him before his sword leaves his sheath. Karma and the knight trade blows, but it's Karma that comes out victorious. His blade slides past the knight's shoulder, distracting him enough to give Karma the opening he needs. Karma reaches back with his free hand to knock the knight out with a blow to the head. It may just be my imagination, but for a few moments, I think I see the knight's blade glimmer across the surface of Karma's hand before he falls. The knight holding me holds up his hands in surrender. I yield, sir! It seems no matter how the situation turns out, you're dishonorable. But please, sir! Karma knocks him out and then stands beside me as he sheaths his sword. Karma, A few moments, Spacey. Karma spends some time forcing a potion from a vial down each of the knights' throats. I watch him quietly, fearing that he might have killed them, but the knights only seem to be asleep. A potion that Parfait gave me. It will make the men forget they ever saw you. When Karma stands again, I notice the glimmer of blood on his hand and stare. You're hurt. It's nothing. I'm sorry. Come on, princess. Let's go back. He pulls me right out into the main street and doesn't let go of my hand. I can't bring myself to speak. Karma saved me twice now. Not only that, but this time he's injured. He says it's nothing, but his bloodied hand doesn't move at all. Why do I have to be so stubborn and insist I can handle myself? I don't speak for a long time. Eventually I notice people start to stare. But before long the staring grows worse. The young women begin following us, giggling from behind. I turn to Karma, who looks like he hasn't slept in days. Karma... Sorry, princess, but I'm not in the mood to talk. Those girls are walking right behind us. This is... his curse? Karma... Spacey, I just said that I'm in no mood to talk. Did you not hear me? We're being followed. He's He's like, oh, oops. He stares behind us almost stupidly and then laughs hollowly when the girls see his face. They start to rush towards us, their voices rising and blending together into horrendous cacophony. Karma's not moving, though. He looks resigned. Maybe he's too tired to realize what he wants to do. I tighten my grip on Karma's hand and pull him away. my pace quickening to a run as the girls chase after us, screaming at me angrily for taking Karma away from them. Spacey, what are you doing? Getting us out of here. If we had our cloak, we'd throw it around him. Run someplace, throw it around him. He went that way. He went that way, ladies! Spacey. I lead him through the town and into little nooks and crannies where we managed to lose some of the crowd. Karma often led me through some of these spaces as shortcuts. Waltz knew them too. Once we're alone again, I stop, falling to my knees and letting go of Karma's hand as I catch my breath. That really was a curse, having to run away from so many mindless women. That was difficult. Spacey. What? I didn't mean to snap, but the tiredness is pressing on me too. You helped me out of that. Of course I did. Why would I want to be chased by the girls? You could have left me behind and gone on alone. Instead, you helped me. You helped me too. I guess I paid you back. Now, to be honest, I wasn't even thinking about repaying him for saving me. Kindeed. I just knew that I didn't want Carmen to be stuck trying to fend off all those girls. He was right about his curse. That is terrible. I just realized something. Karma kneels down beside me and waits for me to speak. My curse is people forget me, and yours is even strangers become fascinated with you. It's almost like our curses are opposite of each other, and yet we seem so similar. My eyes widen when I realize what I just said. We are similar, aren't we? He holds out his good hand to me, and I let him lead me back to the tavern through the abandoned alleyways. My feet are heavy, and all I want to do is sleep. But suddenly Karma's standing before me, his face grave. Spacey, I have to thank you for helping me earlier. I'm sorry I froze like that and made it more difficult on you. It was so sudden, and I was so tired, I had no motivation to move. Shouldn't I be thanking you? I'll accept your thanks, even though I wish you didn't have to thank me in the first place. You should not have gone out on your own when you knew how dangerous it could be for you. I'm sorry. I'll accept your apology, too, because I lost sleep over this. I have no words for how I feel right now. Princess. Oh! Karma reaches for my hand again, and this time, he holds it up and kisses the back of it. Suddenly, all of my tiredness falls away. You really are a handful. But a delightful handful. I'm going to bandage this hand and then rest. We'll speak later about all of this, okay? But the bleeding stopped on its own, Spacey. But it does need to be treated. Don't worry. It'll be fine. Are you sure? As sure as I can be. I don't lie. Not even for the sake of a pretty lady. Karma lets my hand go as soon as we enter the marsh inn, and then bows politely to me before heading back to his room. I watch him go, my mind whirling. I would have been like, let me do it. Let me take care of your hand. Does he usually kiss women's hands? No, I don't think so. Ah! This is getting so good. Matchmaking. We're going to get Jurian and Garland together. Oh my god. Oh my god. So we're in chapter 6, so we have 4 chapters left. And like we've only done 2 parts, so I'm thinking maybe 4 chapters, and then we have the end kind of chapter. So I guess technically 5 chapters left. I'm thinking this might be like 5 to 6 parts max. For each path, because the original one was what, like 8, I think? So this is definitely going to be shorter. But anyway, I'm going to wrap this part up here because it's kind of a good place to stop. It's a little under time, but you know, I try to stop in good places, except for like the last part where I cockblocked you and was like, wait for it! But yeah, so let me see. I just want to see something. Yeah, the original part is like 8, so I'm thinking this 5, 6 max, just because, you know, we didn't read the first, like the prologue or the first couple of chapters. We kind of skimmed through them, but I do like, though, that there's less common chapters than there are route chapters, just because it's less that we have to skip through when we're reading, and we get to do more original stuff. But anyway, So I'm really actually, sorry, I was gonna like end it, but I'm really enjoying Karma's rod. I really love him. Like, I do. I don't know what his deal is, but I love him. But anyway, I really do love this game so far. So anyway, I'll see you guys next time. Remember to give the video a big thumbs up and subscribe to see more.